Hi, I'm Jack, mate. I'm here with Example, and you're listening to
the Happy Hour Podcast.
See,
That is difficult.
Oh my God, we're on a helicopter. The helicopter is literally starting. And I was like, well, I'm like 18 and all I do is drink Stella and do MDMA. It's not a competition now, is it? I'm 37, married to Miss Universe. It's all right.
Let me...
Oh, but when did you lose your virginity? When did you do it? And then all the music sort of went downhill. Most of my big songs were about sadness and breakups and cheating on my girlfriend and lying and drug abuse and staying up all night, but in a creative, positive, poetic way. And then I did 126 gigs and 115 flights in 2014. So I've kind of just had to get my career back on track on my own label, doing everything I want by my own rules. If you can have 4 or 5 big songs, you know, that's your career for life. It's always about age and beauty and all this sort of thing. And then I think people like Lewis Capaldi come through and completely rip up the rule book. I was in Australia and we were flying from one festival to another, and a world famous DJ didn't want to get on the helicopter because he'd requested a black or a white one, and it was a green one. I'm 37, mate. I've seen it all. I remember the Second World War. You weren't there, kids. We had spaghetti bolognese flavour Monster Munch. When Hitler sent the troops over, we used to live on the spaghetti bolognese flavours. I'm not a model. I know I'm not like, you know, I haven't got the best voice in the world. You know, I hit bum notes. But it's more, that's about the energy and the atmosphere I'm creating. But at the end of my career, whenever that may be, I don't want to be regarded as the best rapper or the best singer. I don't mind that, but I know that there's not many people who can match me for performance.
100%. Hello guys, and welcome back to Jack Mate's Happy Hour. I'm here with the boys, Jordan, Stevie.
You all right?
How you doing?
I'm good. How are you?
Both looking well. We're all in shirts.
We are dressed up for the occasion.
You've got your hobo jack on. You've got that on.
Primark. I think
we are joined by a very special. Right, hang on, wait. You have bashed your head.
Let's explain.
Right, do you want to tell them what I did, Jordan?
Yeah. So basically, before we started, Jack went for a, was it 1 or 2 slash or poo?
Bit of both.
Right? And on the way in, he's gone to open the door and he's smashed his forehead on the door. Come back. It's still marked. Come back, and you were slurring, trying to explain what happened.
So I think I have a bit of concussion. But I should just say, I have a very special guest today.
I thought that was special.
It's Mr. Example. How are you, Mr. Example?
Hello. All right.
Thanks for coming in. You look very well.
Thank you. I'm not wearing makeup. This is my real face.
You've got the Australian bronze tan now, haven't you?
Yeah, which just hasn't faded, because most people get like, you know, they go on holiday for a week or two and they come back and they show off the tan. But I've been there. I've been living there over a year,
and I
had a solid 5 months there. So you really ingrained under the skin at the Miami.
Oh, he's even got the accent down.
Even if I have like you know, a bath and scrub myself with you know, like apricot scrub, it won't come off.
Oh, you've changed. What happened to the boy from Fulham, eh?
I still got my place in Fulham. I came from Fulham today.
Oh, did you?
I don't miss the traffic in London, man. Like, it took me an hour and 15 to get here today.
Fucking hell. Well, we appreciate you coming in.
Well, everyone's like, why don't you get the tube? Have you lost touch? Are you scared of coronavirus, etc., etc.? The truth is, I had more interviews to do, so I needed to be above ground today.
Right, but are you scared of coronavirus?
Well, it's more people should be scared of me, because I've been to Singapore and Tokyo in the last 2 weeks.
Did he tell you this before you invited him on?
No.
And I've hugged you all shook hands.
We're in a very confined studio.
We are.
Yeah.
We won't talk about my new single much, but we shot the video in Tokyo the other week, so go and check that out now. Back to you.
And that's the end of the interview.
There we go.
See you guys.
No, we always start with the same question. What is your go-to meal deal?
Oh, Jesus.
Do Australia do meal deals?
I'm sure they call meal deals. I'm sure they do. Wait, my microphone's...
We've had Americans that have never heard of the concept of a meal
deal. But they've not heard of much.
That's because everything's XXL.
Yeah.
Like, if it isn't already a deal, they don't want it. I'm not having that. It doesn't come with extra large fries. So everything is a meal deal because they want more. It's all you can eat buffets all day long.
Refillable drink.
My favourite, I don't know. So in Australia, what would it be?
So they do them, you can confirm.
Yeah, I don't think they do.
Or what about pre-Australia, before you went out there? What's the shop? Let's start shop. Tesco, Waitrose.
This is Fulham.
Right, I'm just trying to get into my headspace into what the market is here, who's listening. So your listeners are all meal dealers.
They love it.
Meal dealers.
We did a whole episode just talking about
we
meal
uncovered
deals.
that this is like a national treasure.
Is this when you go to get like, say, a peri chicken wrap, but if for you can get a bottle of water and like Worcester sauce French fries with them, that sort of thing.
Yeah. So
I don't know what you mean by French fries.
As
You
in
know, like the
crisps.
Walker's French fries.
The crisps.
You've changed, man.
French fries. That's
fries,
what
no,
I
French
French
fries.
The sticks of French fries crisps.
Hang on, wait. Sorry, are you talking about the specific brand there?
Walker's French fries.
Okay.
Yeah.
Sorry, I thought.
They used to know what was going on in their shirts.
Do you know much about YouTube and YouTubers and stuff?
I've got younger cousins who keep me informed and up to date on it. I think it's I've been on a lot of like car test drives.
Right.
Like with Porsche and Jaguar and Range Rover.
Yeah.
And then sort of that, they're begrudgingly like the older sort of PR side of things. The guys who are in their 40s and 50s will always be like, oh God, we've had to get some of them YouTube car people in. Because some of them are great and they've got great knowledge, and some of them are just like, oh my God, we're in the car and the engine started. The engine sounds warm and fuzzy and a bit like a Ferrari, but not really like an Aston. And then you can see the guys from like Jaguar sort of going, oh, for fuck's sake. And then there's all the car journalists there from like GQ, and they're all kind of like, for fuck's sake. And then they've chartered a jet somewhere. We did this trip when we were in, where did we go to? We went to Utah.
Right.
And there was it shows your audience will be like, I can't believe he doesn't know who he is. The guy who used to eat roadkill.
Fun for Louis.
Fun for Louis.
Fun for Louis.
Yeah.
He was on there.
Right.
And he was on the plane. And he was like, oh my God, we're on a chartered jet and it's taking off. And then we're going to get off the jet and oh my God, we're on a helicopter. The helicopter is literally starting. And I was like, fair play to him. He used to eat squirrels and now he's making a fortune. So anyone who could have a career turn around like that.
Yeah.
And then... And I was like, because times change, and there's all these sort of snooty old car journalists. Some of them are mates of mine. And I was like, one of them in particular is just like, fucking, these people, it fucking pisses me off. They don't know what fucking size the engine is. And then you can see, and then someone tells them that they used to eat roadkill. And then they're just like, this is what we're fucking dealing with. I've been driving cars for 40 fucking years, earning minimum fucking wage. Yeah. I saved up for 20 years for my Ferrari 355, which is a fucking shift gear, not the paddle shit. And this fucking guy used to eat dead badgers. Is on a fucking trip for me. That's the kind of... So that's my knowledge of YouTubers.
Very well summed up. That's pretty much like our show, isn't it? That is what we've been doing for the past year.
I'm a big fan of you. And that interview we did in Nandos that time.
That was many
one of my
moons ago.
favourite interviews I've ever did.
Oh, thank you, mate. That means a lot.
It was just so natural.
Hopefully we can replicate that today. We've got a few Nando questions later on. To be honest, mate, we're not going to be breaking the mould of like questions you've probably not had before. Like I tried to do a bit of research.
I could tell that from the microphone design. Go on.
What's wrong with the design?
Nothing. Go on.
we do have new microphone covers coming, but they're taking forever.
We have not heard your choice. Like your confirmed choice.
So let's start with a sandwich.
Right, what would I get?
Yes.
I'm like a hoisin duck wrap sort of person.
Okay.
Wow, okay.
And then side, do we say French fries? Is that
Yeah, well, some kind of balsamic vinegar or malt vinegar crisp.
kettle chips?
Kettles, yeah, something like that. Yeah.
McCoy's, always McCoy's. If
Yeah.
you're going salt and vinegar, go McCoy's.
Okay.
Because you get like
Okay,
the weird
and then
white
drink?
shit around you.
A drink would be. I'm really into kombucha at the moment.
What?
What's that?
You
Sorry?
you know what kombucha is?
No.
Oh, Jesus.
So
It's like, to be honest, I'm as much as a prick for drinking it. It's got, when they're like, a drink's got a live culture in it, like a Yakult, like friendly bacteria. So kombucha is like a type of fermented tea that has really blown up in Australia. So everyone just drinks kombucha. So every meal you get a kombucha with it.
Sounds absolutely horrific.
Well, it comes in many flavors.
Does it?
Yeah,
Does
I'll
it?
get like a ginger and lemon or a cherry flavor.
You can only think of one flavour. I like how this is the first episode in which we've got Fiona writing us notes up on the screen. She's put fungi drink. Cheers for that, Fiona. Right, I guess we should speak about your music. You've had one hell of a career in it, and this is the thing I was saying to the boys before. I think everyone has one artist that they go very hipster with. So like, I knew about them when they were I
get you, yeah.
And you are mine.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah, I remember watching your kind of like comedy tracks kind of thing.
Yeah. My first album was just lad rap.
Yeah,
because I didn't want to make music for a career. I used to listen to acts like The Streets and Roots Maneuver and Kalashnikov and Skinny Man, who are like old UK hip hop heads. Obviously, The Streets is still legendary.
Yeah,
and I was like, well, I'm like 18 and all I do is drink Stella and do MDMA, so I can't really talk about yardie life. So I just did my own version of whatever was going on at the moment. You know what I mean? In my life, on my first album there was a song about having a fight in a cinema because I saw some people have a fight in a cinema once.
Right, about what you know.
And I thought this will be edgy.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
And now you're drinking fungi drinks.
No, I'm drinking fungi drinks. That was 2006.
Oh, right, okay, because I read a bit of your Wikipedia. I like to do a little bit of research.
Hopefully it's up to scratch and some of my friends just haven't been having a laugh. And
I think maybe that's what it is, because I want to read to you the first paragraph and want you to confirm or deny whether this is how you got into music or not. All right. So 3 sentences. First one. His first experience of rapping was through a rap battle at a house party in Shepherd's Bush in 1994.
Yeah, that's true.
That's true.
Well, I did grow up in Hammersmith, so.
When he was just 12 years old.
Yeah.
House parties at 12.
Yeah.
You sound like a parent there.
Mate, it's London, isn't it? You know what I mean?
That's mental.
Have a little house party down the estate.
Oh, that's...
I mean? Well, I grew up in like a 3-bedroom house near Fulham Football Club.
Right.
You know what I mean? My mum and dad were like working class people who'd done well for themselves, but everybody else I went to school with pretty much lived on a council estate, so most of the parties were around there, and that was how I got into rapping. It was the only way to be accepted. It was like,
that's mad.
I was shit at football, I was shit at basketball, I was shit at rugby, I wasn't a good sprinter, and I didn't develop as fast as everyone else I went to school with. So I was like, the only way to sort of get protection or any kind of credibility is to memorize every Wu-Tang Clan lyric or Snoop Dogg lyric before everybody else.
That's fair enough. But when I was 12, I was kind of like juggling 12 Tamagotchis.
Pokemon.
Yeah.
I think maybe kids grow up a bit faster in cities. I don't know.
Was the average age? Was the average age at the party 12, or was this an older person?
It was probably like 12 to 14-year-olds.
Okay, so it was a young party.
I mean, most of my friends were losing their virginity at probably 13, 14.
Weird
when
uncles.
I was like,
weird uncles.
I was late. I was like 17.
Yeah.
So. Yeah, I don't know. I suppose that's just street 18. Kids, isn't it?
You still beat me. I was 18. So
it's not a competition now, is it? I'm 37, married to Miss Universe. It's all right.
Let me.
Oh, but when did you lose your virginity? Where did you do it?
We'll get to that. The last quote. He, in his own words, completely destroyed a useless wanker. This is on your Wikipedia.
Still on my Wikipedia.
A fight broke out, so he sprinted home.
That's also true. I just don't know. I can't remember who would choose to upload this, because obviously people read bits and bobs about your career and then they decide what they want to upload and write on your Wikipedia. So imagine Americans reading it, like thinking about booking me for like Jimmy Fallon. Yeah. Like, well, it says here that he defeated a useless wonker.
I want to know whether it was 12-year-old you that called him a useless wanker, or it was in a later interview that you...
I was probably, probably 14 at that point. I don't know. I think it's a grey area between how old I was at some of these events.
Right, but you've never written your own Wikipedia.
I've never put anything on Wikipedia.
Oh, I wish
I had to change it once because some of my friends, because I was so rubbish at football, still am. Like, I'm really good at running in a straight line or swimming.
Right.
I could do a tumble turn in an Olympic pool. You know what I mean? But I can't play team sports to save my fucking life. So one of my mates thought it'd be hilarious just as I started getting famous. to say he also featured as a mascot for his local football team and was known as the Gourmet Gorilla. Because one of the guys who played for the football team's dad owned Gourmet Burger Kitchen.
Oh.
And then they had Gourmet Burger Kitchen put on the front of this Sunday League football team shirt. And I used to go down and always be on the subs bench.
Right.
And they started nicknaming me the Gourmet Gorilla. So I had my first chart hit, and then they were all obviously happy for me. But people started reading my Wikipedia more. And then one of my mates one night was off his face, done a load of gear, and thought it'd be funny to say that I was the team mascot, the Gourmet Gorilla.
Well, I'm actually going to title this podcast "We Sit Down with the Gourmet Gorilla."
Yeah, my mate will be really happy if he hears this. He'll be like, yes! Because obviously I went on Wikipedia and deleted Gourmet Gorilla. I now run the risk of someone else going back on there and putting Gourmet Gorilla on there.
Oh yeah, if you don't want someone to do something, never mention it publicly, because everyone's going to be doing it now.
You're right, it does get hot in here, doesn't it?
It does get hot. Yeah,
I'll take off my 2 seasons ago off-white hoodie now, if that's all right.
And then you've got the 3 seasons ago one underneath that, I imagine. Like a Russian doll.
I've actually got a t-shirt with lobsters on.
Have you?
Nice.
See, I didn't know what angle to write this show at, because I knew it's just going to go all over the place. I remember when we first did an interview, I wrote about 20 questions. I was really nervous. It was like one of my first interviews, and I got through about 3 of them, because he was started talking about Save the Trees and
what was I talking about? Save the Trees?
yeah, loads of stuff. Yeah, loads of stuff.
We've covered a lot already. So what else you want to know?
We're about a third of the way through, and we haven't even really spoke about your music.
Okay,
that's what I want to know.
Right, let me just give a really brief rundown. Right. Yeah. So, 2006-07, signed to Mike Skinner's label.
Yeah.
First album came out, Lad Rap. Didn't really know what I was doing, but was enjoying it. Didn't really treat it as songwriting, didn't take production seriously. I just loved performing. 2008 was going to move to Australia with my parents and my sister. They've been there ever since. So we're going back to 2003. They've been 4 or 5.
That seems like it was always meant to be then, really. Yeah.
And then signed to Ministry of Sound. The guy who signed me was like a bit of a legend. He's still working now. I think he's the head of RCA Records or something. But he was like, do you want to try dance music? And I was like, well, I love The Prodigy and Basement Jaxx and Faithless. I just don't know any dance producers. So he put me in with loads of different people like Sub Focus and Jason Status and Scream and Don Diablo. And then, through that, met Calvin Harris and all these legends in music, right? So then obviously, fast forward a few years, Kickstarts comes out. 2010's number 3 in the charts, changed my whole life, start getting bookings overseas, start actually making money, paying off all my debt that I'd made up all this debt just from trying to keep myself on tour.
Yeah.
So by the time I had my first hit, I'd already done like 500 gigs.
Right, yeah.
And, where I'd be getting 250 quid a gig, but I'm paying the driver 30 quid, the bass player 20 quid, that sort of thing.
Yeah.
And then I had this period I met my missus around 2011, and then all the music sort of went downhill. Probably because I was so happy. And most of my big songs were about sadness and breakups and cheating on my girlfriend and lying and drug abuse and staying up all night, but in a creative, positive, poetic way. and then, got married, started having kids, and then I left the major label system. I left Sony. No offense to anyone over there. They were all just doing their job, but they didn't know what to do with me. Right. Because I'd always been like the captain of my own ship.
Yeah.
So, 2014-15, I was playing arenas. I was headlining Parklife Festival. I was headlining Southwest 4 Festival.
I remember you
Sundown
tweeting...
Festival, in Norfolk.
Yeah.
So I headlined that.
You tweeted years ago, and I can't claim to remember the numbers, but you had smashed the record for the most amount of festivals in one summer or something.
I think maybe the most amount of UK festival in one summer. I think we did 17 festivals, 15 Ibizas, 15 Mallorcas, 6 Iron Appas.
That's mad.
And then probably another 15 festivals in Europe.
Fucking hell.
I did 126 gigs and 115 flights in 2014.
Wow.
And I was also the only act other than Rihanna to do 2 arena tours in the space of 12 months.
Fucking hell.
Yeah.
That's impressive.
But
you mentioned...
but then, it all went downhill, I think, because the music...
When you met your wife.
No, but it's true. I was just so in love, and I wanted to get married and and have kids, and when I was in the studio, I just wanted to get out the studio. I didn't want to be there.
Right.
So I was rushing all my songs. I had no creative process. I'd kind of lost contact with all the, the big name producers who'd helped to make my career.
Yeah.
They were all doing their own things. They'd all moved on. And I was still doing maybe 20, 30 gigs a year. I'd do a few festivals, a few uni balls, a few club shows. And don't get me wrong, I was all good. I was living, I was living in Fulham, but I was thinking about moving to Australia and then just thinking about quitting.
Wow.
I'd completely lost faith in my ability to write a good song. And I felt like a lot of my huge fan base, which I had at the time, were a bit disconnected or disenfranchised with, I sound like you would have, whack on the head, disenfranchised. Because the music I was putting out maybe didn't sound like the Elliot or example that they'd fallen in love with, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
So then, but I think what's happened is since I moved to Australia and I've left the major label system and then I'm doing it all myself. So me and one guy produce everything. I've got the same team mixing and mastering the tracks. I'm directing all the music videos. Like all night is just me and my missus dancing in our living room.
Yeah.
That's like
20 million views on YouTube.
It's like viral.
Mad.
That at my gigs now sounds like a hit.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was never in the charts. It was never big on radio. There's people like Mr. Jam at One Extra Radio 1 who'll support it, people at Kiss FM.
Yeah.
It's never like a hit record.
Right.
So I've kind of just had to get my career back on track on my own label, doing everything I want by my own rules.
Do you enjoy that?
Yeah, I love it.
Yeah.
Because it's easy. The videos are cheap and fun and challenging to make because you've always got to think of like good concepts and good ideas. I don't think I've spent more than $3,000 on a video.
Right.
And when we were signed to Sony, they'd be spending 40, 50 grand regularly, of which you've got to recoup.
Yeah.
So, this is this thing.
It's a grant,
you
isn't
sign
it?
to, yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
You sign to a label and as an artist, you're getting maybe 25% of the share. Now I've got my own label, I'm getting 75%. The other 25 goes to the distributor.
Right.
But then there'll be 10 grand's worth of remixes on a major label, 25, 30 grand video, then maybe 20 grand marketing budget. And so, by the time you've got 10 million streams, you've just about recouped everything they've spent. And then maybe the song might plateau, so you never earn anything off it.
That's exactly what Macklemore speaks about in one of his tunes, isn't it? About how, do you think major labels are a positive or a negative then? Because that sounds...
It depends who you are. I mean, if you're like, say, the way Stormzy did it, where you're like the captain of your own ship kind of vibes, just making the most road street videos for low budget, like shout out Caleb Dennis, on the visuals for his stuff, smashed it. He's created a unique identity and brand. The only way that could be elevated, arguably, to a global scale is to go and sign to a major, which is what he did. But he did it cleverly where he signed himself to his own label and then Atlantic Records signed his label.
Yeah.
So he can still pretty much make whatever decisions he wants. Like, this is the video I want to do, this is the single I want to do, which is why he's still relevant and why his career's just gone from strength to strength.
Yeah, smashing it. You mentioned Kickstarts being your first single that really blew up and got like chart success. How much does that change your life? Is it pretty instant as well?
Yeah, well, I mean, I think if you can have one hit, you can have a career for a year. If you can have two, I think maybe, 2 or 3, you've got 5 years.
Really?
If you can have, this is what people have always said to me as well. If you can have 4 or 5 big songs, that's your career for life. And I feel like even though I've had some ups and downs, I think, We'll Be Coming Back with Calvin, Kickstarts, Change the Way You Kiss Me, Stay Awake was number 1 as well. Then Say Nothing was number 2. I think those 5 have kind of kept me afloat. When
you're making a song like that in the studio, how aware are you that it has the potential to be a banger? Because I imagine that anything you create, you're going to love in the moment. And sometimes, for example, I'll make a video and I don't think it's funny and I'll put it out because I need to pay the rent and it'll blow up and people will love it. And I'll be like, this is shit compared to my last one. And then I'll do what I imagine to be like a really class interview with Gervais and people will be like, nah. Yeah. And it's like the things I'm proud of haven't always necessarily reflected.
Yeah, but it's also maybe not that. Sometimes you think you know what your audience and what your market want. Yeah. And then something that you didn't expect to connect, because it's like you might be a massive Gervais fan. Yeah. And then maybe some of your, viewers or listeners or whatever aren't on the same sort of wavelength. Yeah. But I mean, I definitely, when I'm in the studio, so I wrote Change the Way You Kiss Me on a tour bus in about 15 minutes and then recorded it a week later, but then it took about 22 versions of that song to get it sounding right. Yeah. Wow. And I wrote Kickstarts on a drive back from Glasgow to London in about 2 hours. But then it was like version 26 was the one that you hear on radio. Yeah. So like the idea comes to me very quickly, but the finessing. Yeah. But then when you're sat on like a tour bus or you got your mates around your house and it's 2 a.m. and you're listening to the same song, when like you're in those zones and you hear everyone plays the same song 15 times in a row, but your mates are doing it with your own song. Yeah. That's when you're like, this is going to be a fucking hit. And I think when we made All Night, which was a very simple track, Like there's the standout lyric I think when I knew it was going to kick off was £8 for a G&T, probably going to spill it on my jeans.
Yeah.
One of my mates just went, everybody in clubs all around the world
Can relate to that.
And we do a cutout on stage now, £8 for a G&T and then 3,000 people in Birmingham on Saturday, probably going to spill it on my jeans. And you've got 16-year-olds, 25-year-olds, 35-year-olds, 50-year-olds.
Yeah.
And then there's little magic moments like that. You're like, if we can get people to watch this video on YouTube, I put my wife in her underwear. And streams go hand in hand because, it's either the people at Spotify or Apple Music who love it or it tests really well algorithmically. You're like, we've got a hit on our hands or an anthem, regardless of whether we're in the charts or not.
Yeah.
And that's kind of where my mindset's at now. So the 3 singles that I've put out since then, people are coming to the gigs and then they know these songs word for word.
Yeah.
And so Click has had 3 million views, and I think Do It So Well has had maybe 2 million views. And compared to some other artists who are, like say a Sigala or a Jax Jones who are getting 100 million views, 100 million streams, the guy came to me from the concert promoter the other day and he said, your ticket sales are as good as, if not better than these people whose streams are 50 times higher. Or,
you're currently on tour at the moment, selling out every single show.
Apart from Bristol.
Well, fuck them. That's your fault.
I apologise. I've actually told people not to go.
That's what it is.
So anyone in Bristol listening, that's probably finished. That's Thursday, isn't it? Yeah, you're not going to have heard it. Sorry, we didn't go. I'm working.
Why do you think, because you mentioned yourself about feeling like your career was perhaps on the decline, like you moving to Australia, like you didn't take it as serious anymore, but now you've come back.
It's just I'm just having fun with it.
You're still, as you just said, you're still selling I look at your Instagram pretty much every fucking day and just sold out shows all over the place. Why do you think it is that people still can connect with you in a big way? Because if any other artist had taken that time off, moved country, and then tried to come back, you may have seen a bit of a struggle.
Well, there's a lot of people I'm not going to name names out of respect for them, but people I came up with, other rappers and dance producers and so on, and I'm not saying that it's not impossible for them to come back, but it's very tough because people just keep consuming music and want to find the next newest thing, and everyone wants, TV stations want to get on the next young artist, and it's always about age and beauty and all this sort of thing. And then I think people like Lewis Capaldi come through and completely rip up the rule book. It's just great songs, great fucking voice, real person, amazing personality, hilarious.
Yeah.
But other than that, I think for me, over the years, I think these songs, the lyrics, there's always one standout lyric in some of these songs. And I'm only saying this based on asking fans, because I regularly meet fans backstage. I take them out for Nandos.
I want to talk about that in a bit,
And they'll come up to me. I'll say, by the way, what is it? And they'll be like, oh, I had my first kiss your song. I've had my first pill to your song. I proposed to my husband the night we listened to this. Or that reminds me of my holiday in Malia when I was 17. Or, so there's maybe along the years, there's these songs and these lyrics that represent moments.
Yeah.
Which is kind of when I think of my childhood, there's moments in a Nirvana song or a Street song or a Wu-Tang song, even if they didn't necessarily speak about my life, it meant something to me at that time. Either as escapism or, wow, this guy is my mate.
Yeah.
And the thing I find is I'm on the street and people, they won't always be like, example, they'll be like, Elliot. So I kind of feel maybe the honesty of the songs, they feel they know me.
I think you personify my generation as well. So I'm 26. I think you boys are as well. But I remember there were no tunes played more regularly than yours when we'd go to house parties and stuff like that.
So a lot of the people coming back to these gigs now in their late 20s or early 30s, and maybe they've had kids now. They bought a house, and I just met this couple the other day outside the gig in Dublin. And they were like, the only gig we're going to this year is yours because we've got kids now and we don't go out that often.
Yeah.
And they were like, we just want to relive, being 19 or 21 or...
Yeah. You and Rich are my dad's favourite artists.
That's amazing.
Yeah, I've interviewed a whole array of people. I've been very, very lucky, but he was more buzzing when I was able to show him the picture of me and you than anyone else. Yeah, it was class. What you mentioned having people shout that one line back at you about spilling it on your jeans. If you had to pick one moment from your career on stage that's really stuck with you, as fuck, I've made it, or...
we sold out Earls Court before they've knocked it down now and made it into flats and whatever else they're doing there. We sold 23,000 tickets. So the Earls Court is bigger than the O2 Arena.
Fuck.
So I did the O2 Arena in February, and then we did Earls Court 9 months later.
Wow.
That was pretty mental because that's how I grew up in Fulham, which is not far from Earls Court.
Yeah.
So I had my mum and dad flew over from Australia. I had their old neighbours, old school teachers. That was pretty special.
Yeah.
Headlining Southwest 4 Festival on Clapham Common, that was 5 years ago. Because I used to, play football badly on Clapham Common, or run away from kids with knives, and so there's loads of special moments like that. But I think the one that really did it for me was we headlined the other stage at Glastonbury, so we were up against the Rolling Stones, and my dad's a massive Rolling Stones fan, so him and my mum flew in to watch that one. But everyone tuned in on TV on BBC to watch the Rolling Stones, but they'd banned their set from being shown. Because obviously, I don't know if it's greed or what, exclusivity, whatever. But people are tuning in, and I'm the next day I wake up and look at Twitter, and it's just gone crazy because you've got millions of people all over the world have tuned in to see the Rolling Stones, but can't see him. So let's go to the other stage, the next biggest stage. Who's the headliner? It's me. and then I think I had 3 albums back in the top 20 the next day.
Wow.
But it was mainly how my dad felt afterwards, because my dad's from a generation where, I don't know, maybe a lot of the men don't show their true emotions or cry in front of their kids. And my dad was in tears, hugging me, whispering in my ear, saying how proud he was of me. Because up until that point, I'd say to my dad, yeah, Dad, I'm number 17 in the charts. He'd be like, let me know when you're number 10. I'd be like, Dad, I'm number 4 in the charts. He'd be like, let me know when you're number 1. I'd be like, Dad, I'm number 1 in the charts. He'd go, let me know when you're number 1 in Sweden. That's the kind of, I'm sure there's some people out there who can relate to that. The dads who they secretly love you to bits and impress, but they just don't want to let you know. And my dad is that. So, but that's always eggs me up, spurred me on.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say. That probably pushes you to want to
And don't forget, I'm in London pretty much by myself. He's on the other side of the world with my mum and my sister in Australia. So he's watching it all from afar. And then he's come back and then seen me at Glastonbury with Glastonbury's they never tell you how many people are there. 200,000. They don't like to say how many tickets they've sold. But you got 150,000 watching Rolling Stones. I had 40,000 watching me. At the same time, I'd FaceTime him on the way here. Actually,
I'm doing a happy hour podcast. let me know when you're doing True Geordie.
There's an equivalent of that. Basically.
Right there, we're going to take a little break. When we come back, we're going to be speaking about more shit.
Chicken, probably chicken.
Hello guys and welcome back to Jack Mate's Happy Hour. Still here with Jordan, Stevie and the main man Elliot Gleaves. Is that
Elliot Gleave from Example. But you have to speak as a boy band. Hey, hi, we're JLS, because they're always trying to keep up with each other. Hi, we're JLS and our new single is out now. It was imagine having to talk. People ask always, what's the hardest thing about being in a boy band? Is it the fame? No, it's speaking at the same time as 3 or 4 other people.
Right, let's try it. You've all got to come in on Happy Hour podcast, right? Hi, I'm Jack Mate. I'm here with Example, and you're listening to the Happy Hour podcast.
See,
that is difficult.
It's when you do it twice as slow as everyone else.
I forgot what I was meant to say.
Oh, come on, Louis. Zayn was too early.
I've got a whole array of questions. I feel like I don't even need them.
Go on, just ask me about chicken.
Before we get on to chicken, I remember an interview of you.
Such a weird sentence.
Years ago. I won't mention who it was because your opinions may have changed, but you were kind of mugging off another celeb, so to speak, about putting a pillow on your head. Do you remember an interview about pillow on your...
Kesha.
Yeah, you're right. You just said it.
Has it had 500,000 views or something?
Yeah, I love that. Do you remember I was telling you about that one?
Yeah.
Because she said she claimed to spray the Hollywood sign, even though it's massive.
Yeah, no, because I'd just come from a party and I was that interview was actually in Australia on my first tour, and I was just drunk the whole time, and other stuff. And I'd just been to a party in London, and she turned up with 4 or 5. Crazy people. And then I was chatting to one of them and I was like, oh, how long you know Kesha? And he was like, since yesterday. So there was they brought in 30 models into a room, and then she's coming with her manager going him, her, and dressed them all up and covered them in glitter. So it's Kesha's arrived with her troupe of loons.
Wow.
That's weird.
That's showbiz. Well, if she fake painting the Hollywood sign, that's not that surprising that she's got fake friends to party with.
Yeah, true.
You must have met a whole array of people doing what you do. Would you say is the industry quite fake?
I think it used to be on the pure pop side of things.
Yeah.
But because I don't know, I think because rap's blown up so much, and a lot of rappers are, what you see is what you get.
Yeah.
They're telling real stories. That's kind of shaken up the whole industry. And I think because we've had people like Ed Sheeran and Adele, and now Lewis Capaldi and Anne Marie, where it's people it's like they don't have to be perfect looking. They don't always have to be, like skinny. They don't have to like look like a model or whatever.
You're getting a lot more real then.
You get a lot more real, and then it comes through in their lyrics as well.
What's the most diva thing you've ever seen someone do? You must have seen some divas in your time.
I've seen some divas. I was in Australia and we were flying from one festival to another, and a world famous DJ didn't want to get on the helicopter because he'd requested a black or a white one, and it was a green one.
What?
Oh my God.
And he was like, he was a Dutch guy, and that could be one of 20 people, and he was like, no, sure, I said there has to be black or white helicopter, and I'm not getting on that one, it's green. And they were like, well, it's a 2-hour drive to the other one. He was like, well, they have to change my set times then. I'm not getting on it.
Oh my God.
What's the reason?
Who fucking, I don't know. Maybe they're on a power trip.
He wanted to look like a Don, didn't he?
Yeah, it didn't go with his clothes.
Just looked like a massive cunt.
Yeah.
Mate, I don't know if it's a clothes. Has there ever been a Dutch person who dresses well?
Louis van Gaal.
That's all my gigs cancelled in Holland forever.
Yeah.
Fine, don't come and play our festival, Sean. We don't need you either. Keep your stupid helicopter.
Whereas Bristolians, they dress lovely, don't they?
They're my favourites.
What's the weirdest thing you've ever put on a rider?
We used to put life-size cardboard cutout of a Star Wars character of your choice, just because I wanted to have them all around my house. So, because when I came off tour and I was lonely, I wanted to have like a Stormtrooper and a Yoda and a Boba Fett. And I think we got about 2 or 3, and then they just end up getting folded up and mashed up in the tour bus because people were doing gear off them. And
Yoda's forehead.
Yeah. So we kind of just took it off the rider because there was poor some runner, oh my God, what if we don't have the Star Wars life-size cardboard cutouts? Like, Example's not going to go on stage. And I felt, I'm not that kind of diva. It was just like we did it for a bit of a laugh.
Yeah. I've never more wanted to be relevant enough to have a rider. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
To get a life-size Yoda.
Well, mine at the moment is really basic because we're not drinking loads. Like, because when it used to be me and the band, it was crazy. But because then you'd have 6 or 7 crew. Yeah. Because when you've got a drummer, you've got drum tech, and when you've got guitarists, you've got guitar tech, etc., etc. So for every person on stage, there's like another 6 or 7 more backstage.
Yeah.
But at the moment, there's 6 of us doing this tour. It's like me, DJ, the guy who does the visuals and the lights, tour manager, security, photographer. Right. It's really simple, but it's like it's probably the most epic looking show I've ever done. Yeah. And I just, the riders used to be crazy, and now it's just like Monster Munch.
Which flavour?
Well, no, but it'll just say like, 24 packs of Monster Munch. And that's because my tour manager might have said to me like 3 months ago, what do you fancy snack-wise? And then I'd be in Australia missing Monster Munch. So I'd just be like...
Oh, they don't do them. I couldn't move to Australia
I'd just be like,
on that
get Monster Munch. And then by the time, we've done 12 of 16 gigs now, you open the cupboard on the tour bus and it's just Monster Munch falling out because everyone's bored of Monster Munch.
Class.
But you don't change the rider every day. You don't go, Elliot, tomorrow, can you change the rider to McCoy's?
Right.
It's like...
Yeah, but Monster Munch permanently, I'm fine with that. Monster Munch and Yodas, I want in.
I remember you messaging me once at like 1 a.m, just saying I really fancy the Flamin' Hot Monster Munch, and then you sent me a photo about half an hour later just of a packet of Flamin'
mate, you've got to do what you've got to do, and there's 24-hour Asda right near mine.
I'm so bored of them right now.
Are you?
But when I get back to Oz in about, I'll be back in Oz next Tuesday. So after, not that that's relevant to this podcast, but I reckon after 3 or 4 weeks, I'll be asking, carrier pigeons to come over.
Yeah. Can't you take them all with you if you've got loads left?
I don't know.
He'll get someone to take them for him.
Can you pack Monster Munch?
Yeah.
No.
You can.
Aussie Border Patrol.
Yeah, I was going to say.
Oh, is it?
What do you think you're doing with that? Bringing monsters into our country, disrupting the ecosystem.
Yeah.
Do you know
how
when
much fucking Corona is in that shit?
Flaming hot, roast beef, pickled onion. Order them now.
Flaming hot, top. Roast beef second.
Yeah.
First.
Yeah.
But they used to do a bacon flavour.
Did they?
They used to do smoky bacon.
What?
Yeah, this is me showing my age now. And then there's a limited edition bolognese flavour.
What?
Wow.
Bolognese, and it was in the shape of a spider, and they used to do it around Halloween.
That's class.
I'm 37, mate. I've seen it all. I remember the Second World War. You weren't there, kids. We had spaghetti bolognese flavour Monster Munch. When Hitler sent the troops over, we used to live on the spaghetti bolognese flavours.
Spinacay. You've had a bump there as well. Are they feet or are they monsters?
They're monsters. This is the
Have you heard
company
this?
has actually said
What?
they are
Oh,
monsters.
the shape of the Monster Munches.
I thought they were feet, monster feet, like that.
Oh, what's the other option?
They're
Monsters.
actual monsters, like 2 legs
And two big arms.
The company has actually said they are monsters.
Oh,
Yeah.
I thought
Yeah.
they were.
Feet.
I thought they were feet.
I thought they were
no, they're
feet.
not.
I don't want to eat them anymore. I only like eating feet.
Are you pro quavers or anti quavers? This is a debate we have often on here.
There's a time and a place for a quaver.
Yeah.
Do you remember when they did tomato ketchup quavers?
No, this is mental. You could have just come in here today and just be having us on. We wouldn't know.
Mate, people go and Google this after this.
I saw the prawn cocktail ones. They did prawn cocktail quavers.
There was
for a
salt and
while.
vinegar quavers.
Mike Wazowski shaped.
Oh, the monster munch.
Both your sons have the name beginning with E, don't they?
And my wife's called Erin.
Oh, so you're all a family of
We're like
examples.
shit fucking Kardashians, aren't we?
I would pay to see a sitcom, like a documentary thing based on that.
Of documentary-based thing. Yeah. Erin, Elliot, Evander, and Ennio.
That's class.
Evander after Evander Holyfield and Ennio after Ennio Morricone, the film composer.
Fair enough. Are you a big boxing fan then?
Love boxing, I love films.
What do you think of YouTube boxing?
YouTube boxing.
I
wow.
I always crowbar it in for the clickbait.
I'm personally not interested, but I think good luck to them. Anyway, you can make money, and if there's a fan base, if there's young kids or people who follow YouTubers and they watch these fights, and then that leads them into showing more of an interest in professional boxing as a sport, I think it's all good.
Would you get in the ring for a...
I would have done before kids, but it's too dangerous now. I used to box when I was like 15 for about 4 years.
Did you?
Yeah, I'm amazing at skipping. I was so good at skipping, and I can do the speedball as well.
Can you? But in the ring, are you handy?
Well, I don't know. I never used to win many fights, but I could take a punch. I wouldn't get knocked out.
Right.
But I wouldn't like to say that I'm good in case someone challenged me.
All right. Well,
You don't have to say yes.
Well, let's say this, right? I'll be your promoter. I'll be your Eddie Hearn. You can be the boxer. Who are you taking on from the music world?
Not Stormzy. Anyone but Big Mike. I don't know, man.
Ed Sheeran probably in it easy.
I reckon Ed Sheeran's tough, you know. His dad used to be a boxer.
Did he?
Yeah, I met Ed Sheeran's dad. I've met him loads over the years, but once I think I was being a bit cocky backstage, and he went, "Elliot, stand there," and he put his fist up to my nose, and he did like a full whack and stopped his fist right about a millimetre from my nose.
Fucking hell.
And then gave me a hug. But it was like his way of just going, stop being a lippy little twat.
Really?
Yeah. And then I found out that he used to actually be a boxer. He looks quite handy, his dad. He's quite stocky.
Right. So we're not picking Ed because he might get his dad involved. What about Pro?
Ed's a little unit though.
Yeah, you don't want him then. We've got to see. I'm trying to think dollar signs here. I'm trying to think who would you knock out
you'd
easy?
probably want more in a street fight with you, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, we need someone that we can do easy.
I just don't want to fight anyone, mate. I'm quite happy.
Well, I need the
being-
money. Right, Nandos skank. I bet you get fucking annoyed people asking this, don't you?
And you still
Right?
put it in.
Yeah, well, no.
I've never actually performed it.
No, yeah, I
think Ed performed it maybe 5 or 6 times on tour back in the day.
How irritating is it when people ask you to perform it?
That's very irritating because it's like, if you've been to my gigs, it's a rave. My shows, and there's no calm moments. It's mosh pits, people bouncing around, like jumping like loonies for like an hour and a half.
Yeah.
There is no time or place for a slow song.
No.
As funny as it would be to do.
Yeah.
And I've never performed it. I don't even know the words.
Do you not?
Like, we freestyled it.
Yeah, me and my mates used to know it off by heart when we were younger.
Yeah, loads of people told me that.
Yeah.
I used to watch it when it first went up because I uploaded it onto my channel. It was crazy to watch the views go up. I think combined over 3 channels now, it's on like 60, 70 million views.
Fucking hell. For anyone who doesn't know what we're talking about, in 2000 and...
It's about 8 or 9.
Is it? As far back as that?
It's probably 2009.
2009, outside the waterfront Norwich.
In the car park.
Yeah.
And it was the first time that I'd met Ed, but we'd been chatting on Twitter. So to give it some perspective, Ed had 10,000 Twitter followers. I had 120,000.
That's crazy. And you essentially just do a freestyle about Nando's chicken, and it blew up.
Filmed on a GoPro.
Yeah, it's
and
mad.
then I uploaded it the same day because I said I was going to do a tour video every day. That tour.
Yeah.
And I think he supported maybe 5 or 6 of those gigs. But the first time he supported, I'd been watching him on YouTube.
SBTV days.
SBTV, and someone had handed me one of his CDs, I think, in 2008, because he'd been releasing like EPs since he was like 13 or 12 or something. And I was like, wow, this kid's voice is incredible. And then you see it live with the loop pedal. And,
class.
You know, and this is like 11, 12 years ago.
Changed the game.
But I remember after the first tour he did with me, I gave him a bottle of Jack Daniels and a card. And I said, and he just supported me. And I said, when you play stadiums, don't forget me. I want to come and support.
Oh, wow.
And then when he played Wembley the first round of times, I got the call.
That's
and then I was like, serious? He went, you don't remember, do you? And I was like, no. He was like, yeah, you gave me a bottle of JD and said that when I played stadiums, could you come and support?
That's unreal.
So I knew, after his first gig, I knew he was going to play stadiums. It was just, it was like he was too good.
I've heard. My cousin said something nice once that I agree with. That certain people, that certain people have like an aura around them, like where you just kind of like get a feeling when they're in the room, like you know, like. And I remember I saw Ed perform at the Waterfront years ago, and there's just something about him, isn't there? Like,
well, he's you know, like certain people like a rock and roll voice, some people like a pure voice. He's just somewhere in between. He's just like never you know hits a bum note. He's just an incredible vocal performer, and then guitarist, and then the loop pedal element, and then the songwriting. Yeah, you know, it's just you don't really ever get that quite often.
All wrapped in one package.
Well, when people say to me, you know, sometimes people get annoyed when they're like, "Oh, but my sister, she's an amazing singer, and she's been down the pub every week for years, and she's never made it." There's sometimes a reason why. It's like, you know, you go and see them, and it's like, yeah, they're not a star though. And then there's other times when there's someone who's beautiful and it's like, yeah, but they can't sing though. And then there's someone else where they're an amazing songwriter, but then they haven't got the voice or the looks. I'm probably more that mold. But I know that I write all my own songs, all my own lyrics, everything, raps, choruses, whatever. But I know that I'm not a model. I know I'm not like, you know, I haven't got the best voice in the world. When I'm singing live, I'm more like a grunge vibe. I always, you know, I hit bum notes. Yeah. But it's more, that's about the energy and the atmosphere I'm creating. Yeah. More like a rock and roll show.
I think you're a bit more of like...
I just know I'm a performer. Yeah. You come to my gig, it's like, I don't care whether people... Like, I always like to say to people, like, at the end of my career, whenever that may be, I don't want to be regarded as the best rapper or the best singer. I don't mind that, but I know that there's not many people who can match me for performance at 100%.
Gigs. And I think you were one of the first kind of like mainstream artists that had a bit of, you know what Capaldi's doing now, where he's funny online and he really shows his personality online. I think that's why a lot of people connected with you, because I remember as much as I liked your music, I found you funny online, so there was that kind of thing.
Like, it was quite unique at the time, because artists hadn't been allowed to like have an opinion or really speak or have, you know, access to audiences before then. You know, like if you think before then, everything had to go via the PR and approve. So if there was a quote, or, you know, it'd have to be approved, or if there was a new single or a new album, that would have to be approved. So everything was always controlled by the management or the label. As soon as people had access to their own Twitter, it was a can of worms with some artists. It's like, Jesus Christ, you can't say that. Oh my God, you can't mention race. Don't mention religion. You know. But then the real side of artists comes out, and then you realise that that's what the audience want. They want real people.
That was the 10th of May, by the way, 2010, the Nando Skank.
Jesus.
Yeah. It's a long time ago. And then after that, you got given a Nando's black card, didn't you?
I was in the original 5 people.
That's what I was going to say. Do you know who they were at all? You are the OG black card owner.
I'm pretty sure it was someone. It was like a Peter Kay or a Johnny Vegas.
Oh, wow.
I'm not just going fat northern comedian. It was someone like that.
Yeah.
And I think it was like a Man United football player. It was maybe like a Rio Ferdinand or a Michael Carrick. Andy Peters, the old TV presenter, had one because he was really good friends with a marketing lady at Nandos. She was a good friend of mine. Yeah. She used to feed me when I was on tour when I was broke. Yeah. You know what I mean? For years. So we just have chicken for lunch, chicken for dinner, like every day for a month.
Amazing.
And then she got fed up with giving me these chicken vouchers. She said, "Oh, we're doing this black card thing. Do you want to have some input?" And then I sort of became on the board of people who could get one.
Yeah. Do you still have one to this day?
I've still got one, yeah. I've had one for 13 years.
Fucking hell, you must have had your fair share of Nandos.
Well, I brought Sheeran into Nandos.
Did you?
I got Stormzy as black card as well.
Wow. Have you got your black card on you now?
Yeah.
Can I see it?
It's in, yeah, I can grab it in a minute.
All right, yeah. I wanted to use it for the clip.
Didn't Stormzy just get the first ever Greg's black card? Did I read that the other day?
Yeah.
Greg's black card's quite a strange one.
Yeah, but any black card is fucking cool.
Oh yeah, obviously. Anything for free is
I don't
cool.
know if I'd want a vegan sausage roll
every day.
every day.
Yeah.
So what we're like peasants. We don't know. We don't know this world. What does the black card do? Give you anything you want?
So it's actually called the high five card. Not the black card. It's obviously a black little card.
Yeah.
Over the years, I've had metal ones and plastic ones and all sorts of different. There's always it comes in a fancy box. There's always a new design. So they usually get a South African or a Zimbabwean or whatever artist, someone, because Nando's obviously originated in South Africa.
Yeah.
To design the card with some kind of deeper and meaningful thing behind it. I always usually pay attention to it because I'm into art. Some people probably just throw the packaging away. I don't care. I want this thing.
Yeah.
But it's called the high five card because it's you plus 4 friends. So it's 5 meals with drinks and sides, no alcohol.
Right. And what you can use it as much as you want.
Yeah, I mean, like, I doubt that many people go to Nando's 3-4 times a day, or they do like a Nando's pub crawl of London and eat 22 chicken pittas. Yeah. But you probably could if you wanted to.
Well, when we first did that interview about 5 or 6 years ago, you stayed behind. You very kindly used that card to get me and the crew some Nando's. Yeah. So
I think they've taken a few away over the years as well. I think there was a member of JLS or something who was giving it to his cousin or his brother to use or something.
Oh, really? So they took it off?
I heard rumours.
Yeah.
I don't know.
There's rumours that Oprah Winfrey has a black card.
I doubt it.
That's Fiona. She's fucking...
Fiona, delete that now.
That's going.
She's a billionaire. She does not need chicken. I still need a free meal. No, the worst thing all my mates say is that, so like for instance, one of my best mates, Sam, DJ Wire, who's on tour with me, behind the decks. We've been mates for 15 years. He was best man at my wedding. I was best man at his.
Oh, class.
And he always says whenever he walks past a Nando's and I'm not with him, so when I'm in Oz and he's in London, he just can't bring himself to go and pay for it. Because he's probably had free Nando's 500 times.
I thought that was going to be really cute. I thought he was going to say he can't go in there without you. But he was
basically just he can't pay for Nando's. It just feels wrong.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's understandable.
What's your go-to Nando's order?
At the moment, I like the chicken wrap. I get halloumi and pineapple in it.
Oh, wow.
I go lemon and herb because then I like to add my own heat and work it out. And I get peri chips and then I mix lemon and herb sauce and ketchup and make my own little sauce.
Oh.
And then I get a corn and a macho peas and mix them together as well. What? So I shave off the corn with a...
You really are a Nando's pro.
Yeah. I'm very specific.
It does sound like you get Nando's and try and change it so it's no longer Nando's.
I think it was you that told me that you can order a barbecue chicken. Was that you that told me that?
Yeah, it's not on the menu, but you know that there's a barbecue sauce, isn't there? And one of the, I think is it the Churrasco thigh burger, or one of them has like a barbecue sauce.
Right.
So you can have your chicken barbecue, but there's not many people ask for it. There's loads of things off the menu you can get.
Nando's secrets with example. That's definitely going to be a YouTube clip.
I've heard these things about McDonald's as well. Apparently you go to McDonald's and like my mate actually did this in London and it was unbelievable. He goes, pay attention to this. He goes, what we're going to do is we're going to go in, we're going to get a double cheeseburger, but we're going to ask them to use the bun from the fillet of fish. And I was like, what? He went, yeah, there's a slightly different bun on the fillet of fish. It's like more of like a softer milk bun. I was like, no, wait. He was like, yeah, you wait. And it came out and it was the fillet of fish bun, which looks considerably different. With the double cheeseburger inside with extra pickles. And I took a bite and I was like, you know when you have like your first bite of a Shake Shack or something like that, and you're like, or Bleecker Burger, I don't know if you've been to these, but you're like, what the hell is this? It's just like how burgers should taste.
Yeah.
And it was like he'd gone to McDonald's and just like, the guy behind the counter had to call the manager and I was like, can we do this? And the manager almost come over like, you know?
So I want to finish on a couple of hypothetical questions to work out how your brain would work in these situations.
Okay.
So we've got about 5 minutes. Stevie, do you want to hit us with some?
So I'm going to start with a fan favourite, one we've asked a few people, but we haven't done them for a while. Okay, so I can give you £10 million right now, but for the rest of your life, there's an invincible super snail that can kill you if it touches you. The snail has the ability to go anywhere in the world that you go. It can get on planes, but it does move at the pace of a snail. Would you take the money?
What a question. That's unbelievable.
I knew you'd like these.
I don't need the money, but Well, actually, I'd take the 10 mil.
Yep.
And then I'd put it to good use. I'd set up music studios in third world countries.
How long do you think you'd survive?
Oh, I'd be... See you, mate.
If you're flicking between Australia and
well,
wherever,
no, but to be
then-
honest, so, and also to be fair, I'd be going to maybe like Malawi to set up the music college, and he'd arrive on a later flight, and then just to keep on the flight, I'd be on another flight back to Australia. And even if I was in Australia for like 6 weeks, and I knew that he was just outside my room. Like, as I was going to bed, I could put up like a big cardboard wall, so he'd have to climb over the wall, and then just as he got to the side of my bed the next morning, I'd be out of bed and
flip
then
the wall.
flip the wall. So, and then I'd just think about all the disadvantaged kids I'd help with a music studio.
You have actually been over to Africa to help, haven't you?
No, I've been to India. I went to India with Life Water and put water wells in 14 villages.
Wow. So you are a nice man.
Well, I was given the opportunity to donate a load of money, and they were like, look, $2,000. It gives it enough clean water for like 100 years to this village.
Fucking hell.
So I was like, well, that's a no-brainer, but I was like, I want to come and actually see it.
Yeah.
So I went over, and it was good times, man.
Fair play.
Amazing.
You do a lot for your fans as well, don't you? Like, I
Can't be done, mate.
Yeah.
It's so easy. I think a lot of people are scared to meet their fans or don't know how to deal with them. And I think if you talk to them like mates, as in like you give them abuse, you give a banter with them, you put them at ease straight away.
That's exactly
I've always done that with them. And when I went out for dinner in Glasgow the other week, I took 8 fans out to Nandos, obviously.
Yeah.
But they all arrive and they're all a bit shaken. And then one of them's a bit cocky and he pipes up, and then I start giving him some jip, and then we just go back and forth. And then by the end of it, you're all mates and they've had a few beers or a few ciders, and then even when they come in for a photo, they're giving you shit back.
Yeah, no, that's class.
That's how it should be. Like, even as I come out of venue, if there's people waiting, like, and they're there and you can see they're freezing, they've been waiting in the cold, I'm like, get your phones out now, put it on selfie mode, have the flash ready. I will get you in a minute. I'm seeing this person first.
Yeah.
And then they'll be like, oh, no, I'll go to them. Ooh. I'll be like, oh my God, example. And I'll be like, ooh, example. And then they get to him, and then I give them a hug and a kiss, and then we take the photo. And then they leave and they go, oh my God, you're so much fun. I go, ooh, you made friends. and then they'll post a picture next day and they'll just be like, I'm just an example. He's such a ledge. He's just so normal. And I just think if people do it more like that, you wouldn't need to worry about having security guards around you all the time. Because I come out myself and there's, some gigs there's 5 people waiting, some people there's 60. And I'm like, get your phones out now, form an orderly queue. Thank you. And I was like, you. And then they come to me and I'm like, you didn't have it on selfie mode. And she's like, oh God, no, I'm just so nervous. I'm like, wait over there. I'll come back to you in a minute. And then I'm like, you've already had one. No, you're not having another one. I'm going on the tour bus to FaceTime my wife and kids in Australia. Oh, but we want one more. You've had your photo. And I just go on the tour bus and lob a packet of Monster Munch at them. And that's how to deal with fans.
Fair enough. Don't quite know what to say to that.
Yeah.
Do you want to do one more hypothetical?
Okay, so you have a superpower. It's a bit of a different one. You can give people phobias. What is the most funny thing that you'd make someone afraid of?
I could just record a song. Put them off music. That's quite a good one. I got a good one.
Jack's got a cable wrapped around.
I don't know if this is a phobia. This is just something weird you could do to someone. I haven't really thought about
But
it.
it doesn't need to be one that's actually a phobia now. You could just choose to make someone scared of something.
All right, they're obsessed with brushing their teeth, but they can't have mint-flavoured toothpaste. They have to have coriander flavour.
Very specific, so they're scared of mint-flavoured toothpaste.
But they love brushing their teeth.
That's so specific.
I don't know, you just stuck it on me now.
And then there was, if you could change the sounds that your body makes to absolutely any other sound effect, what would you replace it with? To give you an example.
That's so weird. I was talking about this yesterday.
Really?
Yeah, my girlfriend, I was walking around Sainsbury's yesterday with my girlfriend. I was like, how weird would it be if your footsteps were just like... I sent this
so fucking
as
soon as I read it, I sent it to my girlfriend.
Or a quack. Like,
every step.
She replied saying I'd make my farts sound like duck quacks. Every time you
a lot of girls do, don't they?
That'd be horrible. That'd be horrible.
Yeah,
I live near on a riverbed as well, so I hear the ducks every morning. I'll just wake up and imagine that Fiona.
Then Fiona would never know you farted. Yeah.
What about if every time you smiled it went ding?
That'd be
You know,
good.
like when in the
That'd be good.
Colgate
back to tooth-
adverts.
Yeah,
Yeah.
And there's a little sparkle.
You'd have to have nice teeth.
Yeah,
though.
that'd be good.
So when you're like, it's a big family gathering, and then like it's like, okay, everyone smile, and everything, ding, 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 ding. Like collecting rings in Sonic the Hedgehog. That'd be amazing.
Example, it's been an absolute pleasure, mate.
Thank you for having me, man.
Thanks for coming in.
Wow.
I was going to say promote your new tour, but by the time this comes out, it'll be long gone.
Well, just go back and watch the footage and go, oh, I wish I could have been there.
And then they know for the next tour.
Yeah.
Follow me on Instagram, you know,
At Example on all your socials.
at example on everything, yeah.
And out of all the artists out there, you are one of the funnier ones online, as I've said. So go and do it, guys. Go check him out.
Thank you, buddy.
Stevie, thank you very much.
That's all right.
Jordan, thank you very much.
Pleasure, mate.
Elliot, thank you very much.
Bye, darling.
This has been Jack Makes Happy Hour. We'll see you next week.